Hello everybody, and welcome to part 4 of Assaltya. We are closing in on eliminating the Mayans. Not that we have a reason to eliminate them outright, but it's another city to conquer, so another free tech. We knew that the next population and this border growth were going to coincide. Luckily we got this worker over here that can get right on that. Let's see. Building granary here. You can see the governor only wants a tile that takes us to a second deer, and we are producing a caravan here for the purpose of feeding that city. So we will have this city finally growing with the rest of our empire. Hey, look, more free culture and gold. Don't mind if I do, and that puts us to the next level, which is nice. We'll have him come over here, act as a bridge for the civilians over there, because we're going to have to start doing stuff over there. Now, this is the hard part for me. I was looking at this off camera, and I'm seeing a scenario where these guys come over here. Oh, not so much like that, like this. These guys heal up one more turn, and then these guys can jump on the hill. These two slide over to here and here, while this guy comes into range to act as the patsy. We'll probably have to pull him out after that, but from there, the lead siege tower gets in range so the shooters can start shooting. The other one, who won't be fully healed, comes to here, threatening to double slap the city. And then either we have to back it up and take 2 rounds to hit the city, or we've got enough firepower to take it down in 1. I don't know. It's on a hill, but other than that. So I guess what I'm getting at is, based on that little explanation of how I see things unfolding, I don't know that we need this guy over here. We are about to get Ironworking as well as iron. So this guy's healing up here. I'm thinking if we start bringing this guy over here also, we can start getting eyes on Korea. We do have a camp here and here that we could address with our death squad, who is over here dealing with this. Keep in mind we had seen a triangle of red circles over here. That's what they're on about. Oh, and you know what? Look what we just did. We've killed 2 barbarians this turn, and you can see here we have enough culture to choose another policy. We didn't get a prompt because that only comes up at the start of the turn, but that doesn't stop you from actually going in here and manually selecting the policy. You just have to notice that the culture that you gained during the turn put you over. Luckily I did. Speaking of catching things, can't remember where I was going with that. Got sidetracked. Let's see. Warrior. Oh no. Okay. So usually what I do with my scout is I get survivalism first, and then scouting. The first is to allow them to survive. The second is to allow them to actually do the job more effectively. And look at this. Just by sitting here and choosing a promotion, we find a new wonder. King Solomon's Mine. Hanoi wanted us to find a wonder, and they also want us to bully Malacca. Malacca we're going to lose in 12. Bully, we have a window of 17. So we could make that happen, because keep in mind our military is going to be coming up here next. We'll lose a bunch of happiness in doing that, but we're actually about to gain a bunch of happiness. We have 4 here. There's 8. There's 12. And there's 16 compared to the 10 we're going to lose from here. So, attributing them, obviously we would lose standing with them, and therefore friendship. That's why I counted the... Okay, so we've been choosing flat all along. I think I want to take rough now. Not only because this is a death squad, he's not necessarily going to be working on cities, but it would be nice to have a mix, just in case. Let's have him come up here, visibility. Have him go this way, not so much on the hill, just to get a little bit more visibility there. Probably won't matter, but we'll have him sit tight for the moment. Alright, so these guys move over. I'm beginning to think that building him when I did was a mistake. We might have benefited from building a caravan first, then him. But what are you going to do? It's done. Alright, that's tempting. But no. Alright, and then we got to move this guy in to act as the fall guy, at which point we'll back him up. We'll bring the real firepower in and go from there. We will have to back this guy up. That's a nice little spread. Come here. He's coming this way to add a representation over there. He's healing up for the same reason. Okay, we'll get that mine started. Alright, we'll keep eyes over here. Yep, we got smoked, but we survived. Natural wonder discovered for Hanoi. Yay. And that gets us our cover, so future bombardments won't be quite so nasty. Okay, so let's get this going, shall we? We'll move him in so that we get the supported by siege tower buff here and here. What do we got to build? Royal Library is done here. Let's get a watermill up. Oops. Yeah, because we have 2 tiles that we want to work, and then we have some river tiles available to us. Yeah, so watermill there. I'm going to go ahead and build a composite Bowman next to complement this guy so that we can actually go chase down this camp. And maybe just go all beyond there and chase down this camp as well. We're about to have 2 swordsmen in the vicinity as well. So there is that. Okay, so let's see, workers. He finished the road. He's going to go do cocoa. He'll do wine after he's done with the iron. We already have a guy on the cotton. Tell you what, Palin Q's having a hard time growing because it's a puppet, so it's gold focused. It's going to want to work this tile always. So let us give this city more 3 food tiles. We could build a farm here, here, come over, do it here, come over, do it here. There are hammer options, so we'll just let the governor do his thing over there. Kind of want to heal, kind of want to scout. We know there's an archer nearby, so let's just heal in place. That way, if we find an opportunity to get more culture, we'll not only be in the area, but also healed up. Okay, so coming down here and here. The place we saw it were these 3 triangles, which means if everybody's just hanging around for some reason, we'll be able to see them with the warrior next turn. Oh, whoops, we wanted to bring eyes down here. Yeah. Okay, so the siege tower's getting pretty beat up. We'll bring him into the city tile to heal him up. So these guys can just plain shoot. And now let's take a look at what they have. 102. And let's see here. Okay, we don't have flanking bonus listed, and we don't have supported by siege tower listed. So that would be an additional 60%. Let's see, 1/10 of 37.8 is almost 4 times 6 is 24. So let's say 23 that we can add to 53. So that's 76. And we'd add another 10% here, so that's 455 plus 76 is 131, which is well above that. So I think we can just go ahead and take this city. Slam. There we go.
What is
Drama and poetry. Do you guys realize what this means? We're definitely going to raise the city. Nothing to sell off in the meantime. Only 1 pop. We stay happy, which is nice. But unfortunately, we're going to lose our city tile to heal this guy up rapidly while everybody evacuates to go over to Korea. Oh, not only just a little bit happy, we're plenty happy. Oh yeah, drama and poetry. I was sitting there thinking to myself, like, what am I doing here? Alright. So, this city's going to have a lot of growth, especially once we get that watermill up. We want to be able to occupy this hex, and we're probably going to grow beyond it. So it's tempting to build the Raiders Guild here. We'll definitely be able to support our second guild here. But I think first guild we can go here. So let's take a look at the timing of things. 7, 2, and 5. So 2, 5, and 7, that times out nicely. What happens if we do this? 3 and 6 and 5. Okay, so let's get the composite Bowman out and reevaluate. My trepidation here is that once we get the Riders Guild up, we're going to have to pull a couple citizens off the ground, and this city will just basically stop growing. On the other hand, we're about to finish Ironworking, which means next target will be Civil Service, at which point what river tiles we can work will be big. We have floodplains over here, we have grassland up here, so we could conceivably get this rolling again before too long. Whereas if we built the guild down here, if we did build the guild down here, we would definitely want it to go before we choose this tile, because we could click on this and turn it from dark blue to light blue. All this dark blue means is it's within range of the city tile, but it belongs to another city of ours. If we click on this, we seize it as being part of Nineveh's borders. Unfortunately, this is a puppet, so we could never give it back. So if we did build the Writers Guild here, we would want to do it before we took that, because we'd have to take our citizens off these hammers and then build the watermill. Growth in 4. I'm thinking, because if we do start giving the city some 3 food tiles, it won't take long before it decides to occupy the marble by itself to support all the gold here and all the gold here, and then enough growth to keep on cruising. So I kind of like the idea. We already know that it's going to take 7 turns to get it up here, because we're in the middle of building a composite Bowman, and there's no reason to switch the project over, because we're going to actually be +1 population when it comes out, which is ideal, because then we can just slot that +1 right in. It's like now that we only missed half of. In fact, now that I'm thinking about that, let's take a look at that. New citizen goes into the Writers Guild, comes off here, which gives this city that tile right when it gets the watermill. I could see it going both ways. And I think one of the reasons to put it down here is because, or up here, is because we have access to more river tiles, which means we could handle the blow a little bit better. Here, we want to work these good production and gold tiles. We want to work the salt, which will be unaffected. This one farm will be improved, but that's it. We haven't even talked about the sheep yet. So yeah, let's plan on it going to Assur. But it's a close call. Like if we switch right now, it says 10, but we're going to grow in 4. So it would be closer to 8, maybe 9. So it wouldn't be too far off from the capital. And then the capital could continue to thrive. But we're not playing Liberty, so we don't need the capital to outshine our... If we end up being split production on our military between the 2 cities, that's perfectly fine. Especially since we're talking about getting a Writers Guild up, which means we're actually going to have great works and therefore barracks. Alright, so let's not stay seen. Come here just to see if we get any more visibility, and then up on the hill just for visibility. So next turn we can step and shoot and bring him into range to finish the kill. Alright, so yeah, that was a lengthy examination, but I think it's worthwhile. It looks like, yeah, we'll have Ironworking and Iron next turn. So rather than stepping this guy out of borders, let's actually heal him up. In fact, he could probably come through here to get eyes on the camp here. Okay. So I'm really pleased that we picked up drama and poetry, because that means we get the Writers Guild up that much quicker. It's going to be interesting, though. I'm not sure how much the tourism from Great Works is going to be useful to us if we're eliminating everybody we meet. Okay, so Ironworking is finished. Before we choose our next tech, let's go ahead and do that. We can step and upgrade, and then upgrade. There There we go. That's the 2 iron. We have more iron down here, so we are going to want to annex to call at some point. This worker has stuff to develop. You can see it's already building a monument by itself. We are going to be going into military caste here soon. So this city will have culture. It doesn't seem to like the iron right away. We might have to annex it to buy it, but I think a good time for that would be when we have a need for the iron. Yes, it's true that we do have a couple of warriors that are unimproved, but we have enough swordsmen to do the heavy lifting, or the blocking rather. We've got ranged and siege towers for the hard work. So I don't know that we necessarily need it right now. I'm just thinking about it. We could, this worker's free right now. We could annex it. We'd want to buy this tile, get the iron online immediately. We already have horses as far as that goes. We're about to hit 3 pop, which the puppet master would definitely want to choose here. And I think we would too. So it could be said, let's come over here, develop this first, and then come over there. Or, since we have warriors now, just do it now. This warrior is going to be out and about for a minute. This one's in the process of healing up though, so from the time we get the iron connected, he'd want to start heading east. We could upgrade him. It's not too bad of an idea. Let's go ahead and take care of some of this stuff here. Okay, hand axe. It's good to know. Whoa! That was quite the high roll. Neat. Okay. Well, I'm just going to have this guy heal up in place then, because we know that it'd probably be 2 shots plus a melee hit to finish this off. Or we can just shoot it, you know. Alright. We don't know what's here, although the fact that there was an archer and a hand axe here, and the archer was damaged, this might have been like a scout or something that was getting pummeled. So there might not even be anything in there anymore. Let's see, we actually finished production here. There isn't. Okay. So it's just down to this hand axe, and then we can go back to being a death squad, which means he's going to be getting into our borders. Around the time we'd have this developed, he's going to be healed up moving east. So maybe we should. Excuse me. Got my hot tea. It doesn't seem to be enough right now. Alright. There we go. So let's come here. The problem here is I don't disagree with its build order or its citizen placement. So the only benefit we get from annexing it right now is that. There is penalties associated. Let's see if we can bring it up. Modifier for puppet minus 25%. Modifier for puppet minus 25%. Obviously, neither of these are big contributors right now. So holding off for another turn is not a big deal. Okay, so we're on our way to civil service, right? We are friends with Hanoi, and there's going to be a window where we'll be able to presumably get allied status with them, which is nice because the silver we'd get from them will actually make up for the silver we lose from them. They give us African forest elephants, but only if we have the associated tech, and I'm pretty sure that is horseback riding. Yeah. So even though we would love to be able to get markets up and we'd love for our puppet to be able to build a mint, I say let's go ahead and do horseback riding first. Keep in mind we are focusing on military techs, and that's technically a military tech and a requisite for another military tech, so I think the case is strong for choosing that first. Alright, moving along. Enough second guessing ourselves here. So this will be the turn that we puppet, or annex, to call. Let's see here. 2, 2, 2. So we'll just have this guy come over here. Let's see, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Okay, so we'll have this guy come this way. He heals up, and then he comes over here. Let's see. 2, 2, 2, 3, because of the road. 2, 2 into the city tile. So we could have this guy just keep moving because there's no other easy way to land ourselves on a city tile. Busan might be feasible in a single siege tower. I mean, it's flat land. We could take this with a single siege tower, but it would be much easier with 2. Point being is, while one's healing, maybe we work on Busan. That heals up while the other one's marching forward. That seems to be a reasonable expectation. We got a lot of activity here. It's because we're so happy. Let's go ahead and annex this to kill all that noise. Only increased by 2, yeah, so there we go. We'll choose production focus, but we are going to take our gold tiles for the time being. We might have third pop go here rather than here, so I guess there's that. But we definitely want to buy this, and wow, is that expensive. But it'll be good for us in the long run. Okay. Okay, Composite Bowman is finished. He's going to come help this guy or this guy deal with the camp here. So let's start moving everybody this way. Alternatively, I suppose we could just build a siege tower. 3 turns. Oh, no. We need to build the Writers Guild. Okay, so let's say 5. It'll be finished in 4. Here we grow in 4. It'll be finished in 5. Maybe 4, because the citizen will plot here and pick up 3 hammers. Maybe that's enough to push this over. I don't know. But we definitely want to get the Writers Guild up first. So the whole building another siege tower, probably not going to be the way to play it. But we can re-examine in 4 or 5 turns. Alright, let's get this wine online. It's still showing that we have plenty of happiness, so let's take a look at what we would get over here. Gems and crab from here will burn us down, so this doesn't matter. Over here there's more gold, but we're not keeping it. I'm thinking until we make this transition out of having Malacca as an ally, let's not be hasty with our resources. Alright, so we'll go ahead and shoot him. Heal up 1. Heal up. And there we go. Okay. Moving right along. So let's keep our eyes here, try to figure out what's the best way to approach this camp. Let's see. This guy steps over here. That's good visibility. Here, Hill will give us the visibility we need. And since we are a swordsman, I'm not too worried about whatever might be there that could attack us. Or any 2 things if it's already spawned something. Which it may very well may have. Don't need to cross the river yet, I don't think. Let's keep our eyes spread through here. Let's not just pack up on this side of the river. You know, I forgot about the fact that once we declare war on him, Malacca could get involved. That window is rapidly closing. Let's go ahead and tell this guy off. I'm really surprised he hasn't like denounced us for wiping out an entire civ. That's pretty incredible. Alright, we get another citizen next turn here. Finish that watermill. Okay, moving along. Move him over. If we shoot him now, his scout might just attack it and kill it. So let's not do that. We'll come here, here. Now we're set up. In fact, let's just go here. That way if he decides to back up, like if he moves out of the way, he won't back up, or if he does, we got him. I didn't want to put him as a sacrificial lamb here, but what are you going to do? I moved this guy to here because I'm thinking before we take off from this vicinity, might as well hop up on a hill here, get rid of this nasty blind spot. Okay, we are ready to keep on scouting. And look at that, some city-state. Let's go find out who that is. Alrighty. We said he's coming here to cross there, and he's coming here to cross here. So that means this guy's going to follow in his footsteps, and he is yeah, we're going to tap into the road system to gain an extra hex so we get into a city tile early. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Alright. See, Tikal has grown. Especially since we don't have a monument left out yet, I definitely want to do this. The monument was one of those things where normally I'll work a good growth tile and then a good hammer tile just till the monument's out and go from there. Once he's done here, we can go here and here. So 4 pop will be really comfortable. Maybe, since our happiness is so high, once we have this, we'll switch to this and then get to 4 pop a little quicker that way. And then, of course, once these are developed, we'll get to 5 pop here, grow from there using plains rivers. All right. So this is the moment of truth. If we're going to take that marble, we should do it now. So that we get this +1 food. Of course, once this populates the Riders Guild, maybe we take the horse back to get even more food. This city is going to be a powerhouse and then some. So yeah, since we're not building the guild here yet, and by the time we get around to actually having a second guild to work, that'll be the case. Because second guild probably will be Riders Guild, simply because the Artist Guild is always awkward. It comes way earlier than the building that supports the works. It's insane. That might change if we manage to steal some cities that have wonders in them that have the great art slots. But for now, this is what we got to plan on. Okay, a hill comes into our borders, which will be nice if we do lose the horse tile to Nineveh, because then we'll have this to grow into with our new citizens. That will expedite. I see here it says 2 turns until city growth. So let's see if +2 food will assist with that. It does not. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to put this back. But next turn, when we're prompted to get this guy to start the cocoa, we'll have to remember to move this here. That way we get that 2 food at the end of the turn. It populates here. We don't actually lose the faith. And keep going that way. A little bit of min-maxing there, which I love to do. Love it, love it, love it. All right, we'll have him come up on the hill. We'll have him come here. Maybe he jumps to this hill. He comes over here, or maybe we get better eyes. I don't know. Do not know. But it's time to finish this guy off. We'll move in just for the flanking bonus, even though it's not going to be particularly useful, because we know his next turn is to go here anyways, so it doesn't matter where he is. I'm just going to grab some visibility. Speaking of visibility, look at this guy tearing butt all over the backyard. Buenos Aires, and this is coast, so maybe stepping here gets us some visibility. We do want to try to uncloud every single land tile, because we do have the honor, and once we clear this camp, although clearing this camp would probably get any visibility here, but let's still take a look at it, because you just never know. Okay, so everybody's just crossing over. This was the one thing that I didn't like about the idea of chasing down his final city, is because it, you know, we could have used those turns and we would have already been like knocking on Busan's door now, and maybe had the Mayans as a trade partner. I don't know how realistic that would be. Alright, 3 turns until border growth, at which point we can buy this tile. We'll have this guy develop this. He still has to develop the cocoa before he can develop this. We come straight here this turn. Next turn it says 2, we move in here. Next turn it says 1, we're twiddling our thumbs for 1 turn. Alternatively, we could swoop up in here and it does say 27 turns until border growth, although obviously that's going to be significantly reduced once we man the Writers Guild. In fact, we can take a look here. The Writers Guild doesn't produce any culture itself, but its 2 slots produce 3 each. So we would go from 4 to 10. So 4 times 27 is 108. And increase that by 10, it would be down to, well, no, it's going to be in 3 turns. So minus 12, that's 96 divided by 10. So another 10 turns after these 3. It would be 13 turns, not 27. Cutting this down increases the chances it's here. Although the governor seems to be going nuts with its options. And we already have 3 river tiles available. So I'm more interested in sitting there with their twiddling our thumbs for 1 turn. Let's see. Might as well heal up one more turn, I guess. We don't have iron online yet anyways. And frankly, we want somebody down here, right? Because we are rapidly approaching military caste. I call them human monuments. Every garrisoned unit or city with a garrison is +1 happiness, +2 culture. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cities, soon to be 6 that we'll keep. We'll knock all the cities down probably, or not, but either way we're going to have 6 of our own. So that's 6 of our units we'd like to have garrisoned, and that's one of the things I like about having another siege tower, or would like about having another siege tower. So we might actually keep him along the southern border as we bring our death squad home, maybe man a couple cities, I don't know. Let's do one more turn. I know we're past the half-hour mark, but there's been a lot of... Hey, here we go. There's been a lot of wishy-washiness with things like to call and where to put the guild. Now that he has denounced, let's go ahead and do our own denouncing. And that way we don't have to worry about staggering out the progression of declaring war with minimum diplomatic penalty. Let's bring this guy over here. He's weaker, so that's why I kind of want him being like the Busan checker. And then we can go like this. Heal up one turn while this guy gets ready to mount the hill in his stead. Let's see. The archers might still be working on cities. We have 4 of them, though. There is a lot of flatland here. He's basically Western Death Squad. Let's get some variety, though. We already have 2 that are down that track. Hey, look at that. We cut the growth time in half by developing one of these tiles for them. Golden Age ends, but we're still in positive cash flow. So that's pretty good. Watermill is done here. I don't know how much we're going to need the happiness, but the circus is maintenance free, so let's just go ahead and grab it. Let's see. Okay. That looks to me to be all the land tiles. I think we can see a clear edge here, so we can move on. Alright. This is the turn. Oh, and this is another reason to go one more turn, not only so we remember to do all that, but now we can come here. We'll scoop this food up as part of producing another citizen. It'll populate here because we are faith focused, and then it will count up the faith, so we don't actually lose that faith by moving off of there. I hope I've done a good job of explaining that too, because in this city in particular, it's going to be an ongoing thing, right? Like we populate a guy here and move it here. When this becomes in our borders, we move it here, and then we'll want to move that there to do it again. So that guy's just going to sit still for a turn. Alright, so there's that. He's following in his wake. So yeah, I'm tempted to leave this guy here. And in the event that we don't, I think what we would do is walk him over here so that we have a melee on deck ready to check this city. We already got 3 melee up here. And this guy is going to be returning to our homeland now. Let's see. Boom, boom. Yeah. Get in border so we can upgrade. And after the Riders Guild out, we can start producing a few units for the purpose of manning it. Also, we can count on getting an African war elephant from him. I don't know if the gift comes. Excuse me. When we end our turn, I don't know if this ticks over and then it checks for this. Which would mean that if they're going to give us a unit right now, that would matter. If it's not right now, it wouldn't matter. But I'm curious. If you guys know, leave a comment down below, please. Because it could make the difference. Either way, we know that we're going to be getting a gift from them at some point. So that's one fewer of human monuments, as I call them, that we need to account for. Since the flow here of people crossing the river is beyond here, let's go ahead and just join them. We can double back here. We do have the honor opener. We have a fair amount of visibility down here. One With any luck, we'll either find another civ over here or find it's the end of the road so our scout can go back over here, or we may have to actually build a new one. Let's take a dance here just for extra visibility. And there we go. We remembered to do this. We remembered to denounce him. All the reasons we were continuing on have been accounted for. So this wraps up part 4 of Assaltya. I hope you guys are enjoying the series. I look forward to your comments down below. There's a lot going on that was talked about, and I would like your feedback on those topics just to see what people in general are thinking. Maybe alter the course of games in the future. Please leave me a like and subscribe if you feel that I've earned it, and I will see you guys in the next part. Take care.